guys, I've decided I was going to tell you about my COVID journey, if you want to call it that. Sorry that I haven't been producing videos for you like we like to, but I've actually spent 10 nights in the hospital as an ICU for about 7 days. They called it the ICU for, I guess it was 3 days, and then they did what they call a step down. I actually stayed being monitored constantly because of my oxygen levels, and they were continuously giving me shots. But wanted to basically take you on this journey because I'm going to tell you something. It is real. I was one of those guys that basically, I won't say fought the mask, but I didn't take it real serious. I also chose not to be scared of it. But we're going to back up, and I'm going to take you from my entire journey through this and basically what I've learned and what I'm hoping that maybe I can help you guys with to where you don't have the same situation. But I ended up getting, the very first thing that actually happened is I lost my smell. I didn't think much about it because I have allergies, and I didn't think a whole lot about it. But I lost that, and then I turned around and started getting temperatures of 101 and sometimes 102. But I had the cough, and I could not get rid of this cough, and I had that for about 3 or 4 days. Stayed here at the house, didn't move on it basically. But I did have Kim get me one of the oxygen monitors, which everybody's seen these. You can buy them at Walgreens, and I highly recommend that you do, because that's going to be the fastest way that you can tell that this stuff is getting into your lungs. My oxygen started dropping, and I seen it hit 94. That's when we went in, we got tested, and sure enough, I came back positive. I did the fast test, and I came back positive, and I was continuously monitoring my oxygen, but I didn't think it was necessary to go to the hospital. And the girls were going up to get tested, and I ended up calling Kim because I was on the floor of the bathroom and could not get up. I could not breathe. My oxygen actually at that point had dropped to 88, and I told her to get back here, and we went down to the hospital, and they admitted me immediately. My oxygen had actually dropped to 84, and they took me in, x-rayed my chest, and then took me in for a CT scan because they were watching blood clots. They gave me blood thinners immediately and put me on an IV and got me up to the ICU, where they started pumping me full of steroids. They started continuously doing my blood thinning. I was getting about 11 shots a day when I was actually in there. They were doing blood samples constantly, they were pumping me with oxygen at about 70 to 75%. I did not want to go on a ventilator. I was bound to determine that I wasn't going to. That drops your your chances of survival goes way down. They continued to watch the oxygen. They also gave me exercises to do to try to breathe to where I could actually expand my lungs. Like I said, I was in the same room for, I guess it was 8 days, and they were shooting me full of steroids 3 times a day. They were checking my blood as far as drawing blood from me once a day every morning. And they started, what they did as soon as I got up there is they hooked me up to the plasma, and then they went ahead and started I guess it was like a really, really, really strong dose of a medication went into my IV. I can't remember the names of the stuff because they were doing all of it. And I'm actually doing this video. I've only been out for about a week now out of the hospital, so I really haven't went through all the paperwork and all that stuff. But they actually gave me 5 bags of that stuff through my IV. The doctors, the nurses were incredible at the hospital. I am back in Florida. The doctors and nurses were incredible. They did an awesome job. I think the worst part of it was being isolated. You're in a room that is negative pressure, so it's pulling all the airborne stuff out, or it's attempting to, let's put it that way. And needless to say, they couldn't come in unless they were completely gowned with a respirator and, you know, all that stuff on, face shield. But that was probably the worst part. On about day 5, because I actually spent Christmas in there, I think it was about day 5, because I went on the 22nd, and was hoping that it wasn't going to be that bad, but they were worried about blood clots and actually going to the brain and causing strokes or worse. So I turned around, and I guess it was on day 5 that I was in there that I was actually going to turn it around and actually try to be positive for them, because those guys are doing all they can, and they really don't know what to do. That's the problem, because everybody comes in different. I actually had a gentleman that came in on the same day that I was there in the emergency room, and he passed away on Christmas Day. He was actually 4 years younger than me. So there's a lot of stuff that goes through your head. Your priorities change completely, I'll tell you that. It makes you think. But I had 2 really good friends that they were texting me. I had a whole lot of people praying for me, and I do want to thank them for that. And then Kim, she came up and visited me, but they only let one in for a while, and then actually got to see my daughter Cheyenne, which everybody's seen her on videos. Thank God that neither one of those 2 got it bad. Cheyenne only had the sniffles. Take it for what it's worth, but she is on hydroxychloroquine because she has lupus, and take that for what it's worth. But Kim actually had bronchial, which she has every year, but they never lost oxygen. They kept up at 99% and 100% oxygen the entire time. I guess when you're sitting there and you're going stir crazy because you can't see people, that, like I said, that's probably some of the worst part of it too, especially because I am a talker. But the nurses would come in sometimes and just talk. They didn't come in just to stab me. They came in to talk to me, and I really appreciated that. But like I said, what I did is I started trying to be positive for them, just because of what they were going through, which in return helped me. It took the focus off from me and the stuff that I was going through. But I guess all in all, you don't know where you get it. That's the thing. I had the Florida Health Department, they called me, and he actually told me, he says, I'm sure you're going to tell me the same thing that all of them do. But he asked where I thought I got it, and I have no clue. And I told him that, and he says, you're right. He says, that's exactly what everybody says. How do you fight something that you can't see? Anyway, meanwhile, I was just trying to get better. They actually got my oxygen levels back up to where I was actually at about 88 to 90% on the oxygen monitors. But I was doing all the exercises they told me to do. I was getting out of bed. They want you to move. They want you to sleep on your stomach. I was on all the vitamins that they recommended. And of course I was still on antibiotic that they were giving to me, and inhalers for my lungs, and they were still pumping me full of steroids, which in return shoot your blood sugars up, so then you get to take another shot to get those down, because basically you're a diabetic while they're doing that. So it's one thing after another. But it was like the second day that I actually got home, which I was here for New Year's Eve. But you are completely zapped. You have no energy. And you can go from feeling great to wanting to actually go to bed. It hits you that fast. The way that I was feeling was I was constantly monitoring my blood sugars when I got home. They did x-ray my lungs about a day after I got out of the hospital, and there was damage there. And then they x-rayed them again a week later, and there was no change. What I'm trying to do now is exercise and do my breathing exercises that they gave to me. And I've actually been out of like a hospital, like I said, about a week to 10 days. And I'm starting to get there. We're going to wait a month, and then they're going to x-ray my lungs again. But I am trying to walk 2 miles a day, trying to get back to work a little bit. Like I said, you can't do a whole lot just because of the side effects and what actually happens. I get out of breath really fast. I've got to watch my heart rate, because your heart rate climbs really fast because it is working so much harder. There's just so many different things that go along with this. The cough is still there. They actually have given me a pill for that, which suppresses it, which is nice. But I will leave a list of the vitamins that in the comments below. I'm going to leave those in there, so that way if anybody wants to get them and start taking them just to head off until you choose to get the vaccine, that's completely up to you. Needless to say, myself, I can't get it for at least 90 days is what they're telling me. As soon as they give me the go-ahead, I'm going to actually donate my plasma, because I believe in paying it forward, and I want to hopefully help somebody else. I don't know if that would really help me. I have no clue. Nobody really knows. But needless to say, you're ready just to basically throw the kitchen sink at it, anything that you can to try to get better and be able to go home. And my wife and daughter have both been taking the vitamins, and they stayed healthy. I'm feeling better. I'm taking the vitamins too, and doing my breathing exercises. I'm still on oxygen at night, but through the daytime I can get along pretty good, unless the air quality is really bad, and then I have to sometimes breathe the oxygen, and just to help out. But hopefully we can get somewhat back to normal in the next 4 to 6 months, I guess. Hopefully my lungs are starting to repair themselves, and then we'll basically find out what's going to happen in the future, which we don't know. I've heard of different side effects from it, memory loss, different things like that. But I am on the mend, so that's the best thing that has came out of this, that I can hopefully help you guys, and hopefully you don't have to deal with this. Like I said, I don't want anybody to have to go through this. It is an absolute nightmare. And for the people that actually have family members that have passed from it, my condolences. I don't know what else to say. Probably another day, this would have been completely different. I probably wouldn't have walked out of there. That's at least what the doctors were telling me. So I would say go to Walgreens, CVS, whatever it is, get one of these and have a good thermometer. This little thing here, I'm going to say, is what saved my life. I should have went in earlier, but I didn't. What I'm understanding, if your oxygen levels drop to 94 or below, get to the ER. Don't mess with this stuff, because the longer you wait, the worse that it becomes, and it does it fast. I'm actually fairly healthy. I get a lot of exercise, and I don't smoke. I don't do any of that. Drink very little. But it just affects everybody differently. So with that being said, I just want to, hopefully this will help everybody. I'm not going to have the comments on. I'm going to shut them off. I want this to be more of a listen to, and if it helps you, great. That's what it's meant for. And you guys just continue. Please stay healthy. Please practice, the 6 foot, 9 foot, whatever you feel comfortable with. And the masks, like I said, this is completely up to you. I'm not going to tell anybody they're going to wear masks and all that stuff, because needless to say, I didn't. I started to, but then I turned around and put the mask down underneath my nose and breathed through my mouth. Who knows how I got it. But like I said, guys, I appreciate everything that you've done. I appreciate the support that I've got from you guys. It means a lot to me and my family. And hopefully we can continue to bring you guys better videos in the future. Go back to our normal life anyway. But for now, like I said, thank you for everything, and I'm hoping these do help. Check out the information below. I'll put all the vitamins in there that they had me on, to try to head this off. And just stay safe and stay healthy, guys. We appreciate you, and we will talk to you soon.